you eat your vegetables? You know, many people don't, and there's a good reason to eat vegetables besides vitamins. You also can get some cancer-fighting benefits. And Luann Duncan from our Family and Consumer Science team is with us today, and you're going to tell us all about the value of these vegetables.
Well, they say about 1.5 million people per year can be diagnosed with cancer.
Scary.
And of those, about 30%, or almost 500,000 of them, could have been prevented possibly by diet. Now,
Really?
we say maybe possibly all the time because there's no definite.
Yes. And the cruciferas, that's what
Yes.
this is here,
Right.
cruciferous vegetable, are supposed to have some extra benefits to fight cancer. What happens?
Well, they're different benefits. Obviously, there are phytonutrients, we call them micronutrients, antioxidants, whatever you want to call them. They are cancer fighting. They can help prevent the cancer properties from entering into the cell, which is usually typical of the cruciferous.
Yeah, cabbage
Others
here.
are just help us to keep a healthy cell. Now, there's a lot of different phytonutrients and micronutrients in the different vegetables, but the cruciferous vegetables, especially this time of year, when they're fresh and coming from the garden, is when you're going to get your most flavor and you're going to get the biggest benefit from them. Anything coming fresh from the garden, especially if you have your own garden or go to the market, you get it, and it's got power-packed filled with
I think people
energy.
ought to grow their own garden because these are the vegetables we can grow so easily at this time of the year. You can even grow them in a container. I mean, you can do it that way too. Let's look at what we have here. Collards.
Right. Collards.
Yeah.
There's greens.
You like collards?
I'm learning. I'm a northern girl, but I know that there's
She
but I'm
can't
liking
stand
them. Yes, I'm learning to like them, and I
love 'em.
know they have a great benefit. And now, if people who have high blood pressure need to be careful with the vitamin K, talk to your doctor because it has blood clotting benefits in vitamin K, but we need them. And we northern people haven't eaten them enough, so we have to practice.
You aren't going to like it the way I prepare them here. You put
I
some
bet I would.
ham in it, and cook them up like that.
Well, and it's okay if you cook them, not overcook them. We have a tendency, I think, from what I've heard in the South, to cook it too much. So we want to keep those nutrients.
Okay, this is broccoli rab, and you know, I don't eat this one as much as I eat this form of broccoli. This is what I grow, actually.
Right.
I grow this form too, and my heads will be coming in pretty soon. All these, by the way, can be grown during the winter time. And how about cauliflower?
Oh, that's
Is it
good.
as good for you as some of the others?
They're equally as good for you. Sometimes the darker color gives you more nutrients. However, cauliflower has their own unique nutrients, so you want to mix it up and add all of them.
All these last a long time when you put them in the
Yes.
refrigerator too. Cheese on top, is that okay?
I'm not going to tell you you can't have cheese. Please get it into you. Eat some of it. Now, we don't want to go overboard a couple times a week on these. Some people don't like the flavor. When you cook them, they make an odor. If you overcook them, they definitely make an odor. So practice cooking them by just steaming them or roasting them a little bit.
Sometimes you put them in the refrigerator and make a little smell in there. That's a sulfur compounds in them.
Yes, it is.
And one year we had so much broccoli and cauliflower, my wife got tired of eating broccoli and cauliflower.
Right, and if you're not used to it, eat it a little more often. Your stomach might even digest it a little better because they can be gas producing.
Swiss chard,
Yes.
a beet relative there. And then we have the
Our
good old
Brussels
Brussels sprouts.
sprouts.
Do you like Brussels sprouts?
I love Brussels
See,
sprouts.
northern trends again,
Is
I would
it
think.
again? Okay.
Kale is missing from here, but do you
Yes.
like kale?
I'm learning to eat it.
We used to have kale. It's a northern one. We used to grow it in our backyard.
I didn't have
basically
it
up
up
there.
north, no.
Brussels sprouts. A lot of people have a tough time with Brussels sprouts. For some reason, they don't care for them as much. But I've had very good ones. Sometimes they're just so bitter and sharp.
Right.
But if they're grown fast, you don't have that problem.
And I like the little ones.
Yeah, the little ones. These are kind of big here.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit on the big side.
Yeah, a problem. So these are our cancer fighters here, but you have some other things down here, like the tomatoes that have lycopene in them, and
Right, and our carrots have the beta carotene. Anything with that orange color is a good cancer fighter. Even our onions, our spices. We're
like
starting
onions.
to see the research on the spices giving us a lot of cancer properties.
very good.
fighting
We're going to run out of
properties.
time, so we need to talk about
Okay.
prep real quick here.
Well, we can cook them where you just put some mushrooms maybe on here and roast it with a little bit of spray, canola or olive oil and a little bit of seasoning, or we can make a salad and you can mix these together. If you don't like one and divide up the flavors, this is like a broccoli slaw, and mix it in with some nuts or onions or dried fruit.
You know, kids just like to eat these raw. Come up here and we tell them they're little trees, and you go ahead and
That's how they
eat
do.
them
They
like
like
that.
them.
And well, you have some nuts and you have some cranberries. And,
Right, and you just mix this up and you make a salad and enjoy it.
Wow, we'll be eating today.
Yes, you'll
This
be
is good.
eating
This is the
today.
cooking segment, as you can
This
see
is
with my
right.
apron on, which is kind of neat. Luann, thank you so much. If we want more information, you have this over at the Extension office?
I have it at the Extension office, and we have classes on cooking for different diseases as well.
Wow, that's great. So if you haven't been eating your vegetables, why don't you grow them yourself and then you eat them? That's the rule. If you grow them, you have to eat them. It's kind of fun.